When you talk about ethics reform, there's one thing that I firmly believe, is you cannot make somebody ethical that ain't there. If it's not something that they're grown up with, that they're taught, you're not gonna make it. That's not something that's gonna happen. That's my firm belief. However, there are some incremental changes that we've been making, and for me, it's an opportunity for us to talk amongst ourselves as legislators to be able to figure out what we can come to as consensus. We talk about campaign finance reform. Well, that costs money. We didn't have enough money this year. That bill most likely would have, it's gone through the legislature. It'll get through. It'll get to there at that pass. We have open conference committees at this point in time. The bill didn't get out, didn't quite move, but I made the motion and we took care of it. When you talk about other issues on ethics commission, well, you have to be careful what type of power you give a group of people. There's some serious things that do come up when you do. With that ethics commission, there were, I think, 4 bills that were introduced this year for us to review. 60 days, you can get anything you want done in 60 days, but when you're dealing with budget and many of the other issues, it's kind of hard to figure out what you're going to do specifically on that. I do believe that we'll get another ethics commission run through. I had a bill in, by the way, myself too. But you cannot give full and complete authority to an ethics commission. That's left to the Attorney General's office. You have to be careful what kind of power you give a group of people. And I talk about myself as an elected official, yes, but you also have to be careful what you do with appointed people to their position also. Those are cautions we need to take care of, and that's what I've learned in the legislature. It's not something you do on a whim. You can't do it that way. Sometimes that creates something that you have to go back, and it's hard to change what you've created. When you talk about some other issues, there's a whole plethora of things that we can talk about with ethics. The pay-to-play stuff, we've tried to do some changes. Some things did get out of the legislature, the Senate this year, but the House kind of dragged their feet on it too. Those are conversations we still have to work on and talk about. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but we're working on it, and we will get to that point. I do promise, and I know they'll come through. They'll come through soon.